Hello. Wait a second. Okay, not already on streaming platforms. I don't know if you guys care about that kind of thing. I'm sure you do, though, if you live in a society. But anyways, I'm actually really excited to review this movie, you guys, because I actually really, or movie, it was a documentary. I actually really liked it. Actually, almost every single movie review we've made on this channel has been, to an extent, over exaggerated or just not real at all. So I would love to know anyone's opinions on this if anyone has seen it. But if not, I got you. I have some. Okay, so I have some clips. Okay. Hi, Jordan Hollister. How are you doing today? So last week, y'all, I kind of got shut down. That was totally my bad. I, was literally playing the entire movie of Sybil during my live stream. And, YouTube, it didn't give me a copyright strike, only a claim. It's all good. However, it was blocked in every country. So I had to edit out literally half of it. Anyways, so I'm going to read a description of the movie, and then we are going to react to some of the clips. And I also want to give a trigger warning, because when you're discussing a lot of trauma-based disorders, generally there will be personal things about how that trauma was specifically created. But anyways, Willow has been living with dissociative identity disorder, formerly known as multiple personality disorder, since she was a little girl. Her disorder was a result of repeated abuse decades ago from her grandfather. In order to survive, her mind devised a system for compartmentalizing experiences and emotions by splitting off more than 40 separate personality states. As more and more of her personality states reveal their memories to Willow about her past, she is forced to confront unimaginable truths about her childhood and her family. While her disorder protected her from knowing the truth as a child, they are now interfering with her ability to live life as a normal wife, mother, and grandmother. There's just a lot to talk about with this movie. Every time I say movie, just pretend I said documentary. But one really interesting part about this movie was Willow is a mother, and the core personality, which in the movie they talked about, the alter who presents most often now, that's not the core personality. And I could be wrong, y'all. Maybe that is an outdated idea that there always is a core personality, because I'm going to see every single person has heard this metaphor before, but if you drop a plate, all right, and it shatters into a million pieces, which piece was the original? You know what I mean? It's like this one. Anyways, so she, this alter didn't have memory of, I hate calling them alters. It just makes it seem like they're not human, because they're, I don't know, it's weird, but I feel that it's a good catch-all term for parts. I like parts better. Even though my opinion doesn't really matter, because oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so I'm uploading a video tomorrow, and it's a person who admitted to bravely came forward about faking DID. And I did not preface in any part of that video that, that's not my story. So I uploaded it for my members, and you guys are all so supportive. You're like, Michelle, thank you so much for coming forward about how you fake DID. And I was like, oh, I appreciate the support, y'all. I do. It means a lot to me. What's up, the Truths? Some say parts. Somebody asked me if I could schedule my live. I'm so sorry if that was you, but or that person is watching this in the future. I should start doing that, though, because it logically makes so much more sense. So let's actually start doing that. I'm thinking Mondays at 1 p.m. or something, or I'll schedule it. So let's not talk about my schedule. But yeah, so one of the altars specifically was created to... Not created. One of the altars took the role of raising the children, which I know it's an experience that happens not in every single experience of a person with DID being a parent. However, in this specific system, I again, anyways, there was one specific altar that raised the children, and when the children moved out, that altar wasn't really needed as much, and this was just for this specific person. It's different for everyone, obviously, but it was really sad to watch how I forget that altar's name. That's why I refer to them as that altar. I'm so terrible with names. It's impacting my YouTubing abilities, you guys. I just asked what time. I got you. That is a very reasonable question. Okay, what else do we got here? So Willow's family and close friends support her in her healing journey. Yeah, I mean, we're just going to be reviewing, like, it was interesting talking to the family members as well. And there's also questions that I have for systems if y'all are chilling and and feel compelled to answer any questions. Oh yeah, and then there was a 250 more people from around the world who are attending the conference to support. There's a conference where a bunch of people came to talk about their experiences, so let's get into this. Hello? I don't want to watch the trailer necessarily. I would prefer to watch... Okay. Got it. Okay, so the first point that I thought was, well, first of all, I don't know, y'all, correct me if I'm wrong, I personally recommend this, you know what I mean? I thought it did a great job. Maybe it didn't do a perfect job, I don't know, but I think that if you are looking to at least understand, I'm going to say overt DID to an extent, then this is good. Although, like, there were some parts that I was even able to be like, wait a second, like with the whole core personality, but it's like, that is so, anyways.
It could be the same perpetrator, it could be multiple perpetrators, but we're talking about really severe.
I have faith in this one, you guys.
Horrific abuse. A one-time traumatic event or one experience of abuse does not lead to DID. It could lead to post-traumatic stress, another trauma
Put a pin in that.
But it doesn't lead to DID. In order for DID to develop, it has to be regular and...
I've heard various things about that. I mean, the most widespread opinion is that in order for DID to form, you have to go through repeated severe childhood trauma. Although I can't confirm that, there are other sources that say that you only need to have gone through specifically one traumatic event.
Consistent. What happens when a person is repeatedly abused, starting at a young age, is that their brain has to develop other ways of coping. And so the brain instinctively starts to split off.
Oh, no.
Into different personalities, because it's too much for one person to have awareness of all the time. If you think about the brain like a sponge, it can only hold and absorb so much information at a time. And when the sponge is trying to absorb really traumatic material, it has to find a new way to get through that.
Yeah, they also described it as, I don't know, they made a lot of good comparisons, I guess, to help individuals who don't understand my documents. So in the movie, they said that they don't like the term multiple personality disorder because people think that you're crazy. and also that they didn't believe that they had DID because the way that it was presented in, say, Sybil, even though we've discussed Sybil, but it was deleted. There's 16 minutes still up on YouTube. We've discussed how there are parts of Sybil that are accurate. However, I find that a lot of the times a person won't see themselves that way clearly because you're presenting as one alter, so you can't see what it's like from the third person. So that's what's up.
And that's when different personalities or ego states or parts or alters, however we want to say it, start to break off and hold on to different things.
Hell yeah.
Most of the time, the perpetrators are people that the child knows, whether they're parents or other family members.
I don't know, because there's one part of the movie that I really want to show you guys.
Neighbors, family friends, people that they have frequent contact with because the abuse happens frequently. It's often the people that children need to rely on to keep them safe that are the exact people abusing them.
Yeah. Obviously not always, but yeah, unfortunately. One traumatic event can give you PTSD. Thank you so much, the troops, for hitting me up with that information. What's up, Tiddly Dar? Dang! I gotta start talking about Amber Lynn again, you know what I'm saying? It's just because I feel like when I talk about Amber Lynn, I do not bring anything to the table. But anyways, that's why people aren't diagnosed until their 40s or 50s, because they can't see it themselves until later in life. Thank you for explaining that. And what you said about how one traumatic event can give you PTSD, we talk about, I'm inclined to say that DID and CPTSD are intertwined. I'm like 99%, I'm 90% sure about that. So in reality, don't take my words for realsies. But wait.
The first recollection of the abuse that I think I have, I was just probably 2, 3 years old.
Look normal.
That part was really good though. Anyways, so basically this what's up, y'all? How y'all doing today? What's up, Never Wonder System? Y'all, you catch me at a time. Okay, so I have faith that this movie won't be taken down, even though it definitely should be, because I don't own this material. However, I've got faith in this one, just like A Beautiful Mind.
Because that was a very important piece to those who were abusing me, that I look normal and not draw attention to myself.
Okay, so this is really compelling for me. I really enjoyed this just when they had multiple systems in one room talking about their different opinions and experiences. That it was, like I said, how did you find it? I don't want to tell you. It's embarrassing. I found it on Vimeo, as you can. But like I said, I don't want you guys to have to pay more than $5 is pushing it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get y'all movies up in here where it's like, but I got you guys. But anyways, this was a really good movie, and at some point it should be available on some streaming platform that does not cost ridiculous amounts of money. And I just explained myself for 20 minutes.
I've never liked the term disorder. I've never warmed to it.
Wait.
It's not a disorder. Like the term disorder. I've never warmed to it.
Okay.
It's not a disorder. It's a defense response. We are not crazy. What happened?
I'm not gonna say, I was like thinking about a way, how can I help y'all out? I was kind of having the same thought. I was like, but I'm not, thank you. That is very kind. And it was honestly, it's an amazing documentary. I'm not gonna say that that you should pay $15 for it, because you could, but at the same time,
But
like, it was really good.
DID for me, and for for us has been like a huge lifeboat with your own private security team, like a team of people that have been by my side that have really protected us through.
Nah, because I expected this documentary to be just like, Split and Sybil but nah, my one question that I do have for Systems is actually I think that I can in a way answer this, but not really. So one alter would be talking to another alter out loud, like asking permission to do something or asking their opinion on something. Is that a common experience? I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say I think so. We thought it was great. Obviously had questions about some parts and things, maybe not have personally related, but overall it was, well done. Wait, so you didn't personally relate though? Now I'm tripping. Oh, wait. Because I would say that that this specific case of DID is more on the overt side, although open to interpretation that it's a spectrum.
Through everything, and that has been the greatest system. I love my people. So yeah, DID has just been a survival boat for us of a great team of people.
I'm not there yet. I'm scared of some of my parts.
I've been there.
Okay, just
I've been
letting
there.
you know that.
I've been there.
I'm not really there yet. Like some of my parts.
Okay, y'all, fill me in. Y'all, you thought that was kind of weird. Okay, the part where they were talking to each other. I thought you meant the movie or the documentary in general. I was like, what's the tea? Yeah, and I don't know. It was interesting. I felt kind of bad, honestly, because they were like filming switches and oh my god. I hope that we get to watch this one specific part. Oh my god. I just keep just the switching, but they have been in therapy for a long time, so we surely hope it does work that way because the control some have is amazing. Absolutely. Like, and I appreciated a lot of these systems saying that they don't aim to integrate. Because my, original understanding was that you could do either. They're both completely valid, but this gave reasons as to why functional multiplicity is important to people. Josh, why? Why do you have... Thank you for the support. Josh is one of my friends IRL. He doesn't even... Oh my god. So our goal today is to not get copyrighted. We don't really talk to each other out loud, but we do use Twitter or journals, LOL. Yeah, so that's another thing they were talking about, was how they will use journals to communicate, and I have questions. Is that... from my logical standpoint, I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I think that is a logical way to go about communication. I talk to myself, you know what I mean? So it's like, if you have DID and you talk to your alters, I completely understand why you would do that, even if you can't necessarily reach them at the time. Hi Natalie, how are you doing? I'm newly diagnosed. Honestly, if you're gonna watch a documentary about DID, what do y'all recommend? Because I'm here saying that this one is better than Split and Sybil.
I'm scared because it's like, I feel like they're against me. Like, that's how I feel, so it takes a lot of work to get to where Willow is. That's what I just wanted
Absolutely.
to point out.
I was thinking about it. Something I realized during this film was that...
Absolutely.
For me, DID is so hard to live with.
Wait.
It's like exhausting. It exhausts me every day. I hope and I wish that one
Hi, Video Peggy. How are you doing today? I'm just chilling today. You know what I mean? I do recommend this though. Let me see here. I thought that this was very important. Oh, okay. So this is Littles, and honestly, this is so educational for myself personally to see what Littles look like. Act like. Because when you see a lot of sensationalized things online, it comes off as realistic, but then you see these real Littles and you're like, oh my god. I'm so sorry that the screen is so tiny and my big ass glitchy head is here.
We gotta draw us now.
Oh, Split is terrible. A horrible standpoint, but interesting from a horror standpoint, but not for representation. That's overwhelmingly what I vibe with when it comes to Split, is that people are like, you know what? If it didn't completely Josh, have you ever heard of dissociative identity disorder? We would love to know what is your standpoint? Black Swan was good. That was kind of DID-ish. I can get down with that. I've never seen it, but I'd be up for that. We love your not big ass glitchy head. Okay, Never Wonder. I appreciate that, honestly. But also, I wish that the screen could be like just a little bit bigger for you guys. Oh my god, I hate watching myself on camera. It's like, why do I even do these things?
Wait,
Which us? I know which one.
Wait.
Who are you? If
I'm Jade.
Oh, it's
I want to do a really good.
Yeah, Natalie, I'm so sorry because wait. I went and did my own research on social media a few months ago and went back to therapy sobbing, but I love your channel. Thank you so much. It's just that yes, Josh, we have seen Split. However, YouTube got very angry. My Wi-Fi was the angry one for Split. But yeah, and James McAvoy. So yeah, this is Josh, everyone, and his and his knowledge about DID. Split. Not uncommon. But no, seriously, something that's seriously not uncommon is for people to see all of this representation on social media and come back sad, because it's like, ugh, it's just not a great feeling to have your disorder represented that way. Okay, no, I appreciate an unpopular opinion here. Split was great in my opinion, but I love horror. But was it worth it, y'all? Okay, let's just do another. No, I promised not Bob that we wouldn't do any more Split. I was like, let's do another Split live. I'm the star, not me. Yeah, but I think that it's interesting. Anyways, asking someone from the outside perspective. Anyways, but no, sorries. I'm just chilling. You're absolutely fine. All right, let's chill. These are Littles.
When I look in the mirror, I feel like a midget in a grown-up body. It's not me. I feel like I'm on stilts. Like I just grew 5 feet.
I see a fat person.
I see everything that's wrong.
Oh my god.
I see the wrong face there because it's Sarah's face and not who I look like, because I'm a lot younger than Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to fit the number that her body is, even though I know I'm 12.
I know, I feel watching it though, it doesn't seem like you're watching a grown-up acting like a child. It looks like you're watching a child. Yes. There's also a good app for system communication that we use sometimes. I need to check what it was again. You know what we need to do, you guys, is a video about like introjects. Like introjects. Because I have a theory, you guys, that introjects might... okay, maybe I shouldn't talk about this. My theory is probably wrong, actually. That introjects might be more common because in day-to-day life we depend more on media, so it would make sense. But I'm not gonna, because I don't know what I'm talking about. So actually pretend I didn't say that. Split was never meant to be a documentary, LOL. The acting... Paneo Peggy, iconic. Thank you for sharing this. Acting was great. The storyline was captivating. Josh, do you think that the guy with DID in Split, okay, do you think that is actually how DID is, or do you think that it was just for the movies? You don't have to answer that. I'm just playing. Simply plural, that's amazing. Honestly, I could absolutely see how that would work out. And in this documentary, though, they talk about how some alters will erase stuff. See, Josh says that it was for the movies, so Josh can confirm. No, not Bob. We're not talking about Split. We're not talking about Split. Oh, God. No, it's... So just so everyone knows, people with DID cannot climb walls, okay? Do not have superhuman strength beyond what the body can produce.
When I look in the mirror, I see someone who's really old. That feels odd because
Honestly, though, James McAvoy, did he kind of do a good job at portraying a little? Like, that was kind of... Okay, maybe compared to some of the stuff on social media, I should say. Maybe not a 10 out of 10, but we tried to use that, but found it stressed us out more. But also, they add a chat feature, which is pretty cool. We personally don't track our switches, though. Too stressful. You do you. I don't know how therapists suggest you go about doing that, and whatever you're doing is absolutely fun. It's great. Iconic. We just use it for the chat, LOL, not tracking because it's hard. I agree. Yeah, I can't even imagine, like, can you imagine? No, what is it? If you had to track every single time you switched. Simply plural, I can't pronounce that. MYSTAGRAM, self, talking, Discord, all good apps depending on what you're looking at. Okay, got you. Perfect. Iconic. Beautiful. I need to stop saying iconic so much.
And when I see an old lady there, it's scary because I have blonde hair. Yeah. And the old lady doesn't.
I mean, the way that they are so disconnected from the body, they refer to themselves as an old lady.
It's not me. It's not me.
How is tracking switches possible? That's a great question.
I know what that's like. I'm very sorry. It makes me cry. I can't find me in the mirror. Can you find you anywhere?
Sometimes I think I can kind of see a little tiny piece, but then it's like, it kind of comes and goes. It moves back and forth. You know, it doesn't stay.
All I know is that people with DRD are supposed to recognize the different parts and try to communicate with them so all the parts have good coping skills when struggling. Beautiful. That's so true. How is tracking switches possible? No clue. We've never been able to do it successfully.
Right there.
Okay, wait. What else do we got here? I have more questions. Something that I found was accurate, or no, that I can't say whether it was accurate, but I think is, I could be wrong, is it, I don't want to say normal because what is normal? what is normal? Is it average to ask alters permission to do something? And if it is, then is it, if you do it out loud, to say like, alter B, can I do this? Is it okay if I tell them this? I'm going to go ahead and say I think that is, it can for some systems be accurate. I don't know though. Okay, so then they talk about their family's experience, and then we talk about brain scans, which was very cool, but I for some reason thought that 108 was very important for us to see instead of this entire gap.
Alter personality is the one.
But my thought is Willow's not the true self. Willow might be the true self for her right now, but in my feeling, Willow's an alter.
Oh yeah, and in this situation, they're talking about how Willow is a different alter from the original host, I guess. And what I'm thinking is that Willow went through an integration with the host or another alter, and that is the host now. Depends on what they want to do. Like, if the littles want to do something, they usually ask permission first. Thank you so much for sharing that, though. That's what's up. Stop. I did an assessment with that lady. Oh, you know the weirdest thing? The weirdest thing, y'all, is McLean Hospital keeps showing up everywhere. I've literally... You can see how uneducated I am, that I've literally never... Okay, it's embarrassing. I've never heard of McLean before this whole McLean live stream thing scandal. But this is the third time I've heard about it now. I think, yeah, it's crazy. It's like, why?
Often in DID, there's a part of the self that acts as the front of the self. And that's the part of the self that interacts with others. That's their job. And in a funny way, that can be mistaken by others as the real person, because that's the self that they're most familiar with. Internally, what's happening with the DID patient is that they're saying...
I don't know exactly which person you're talking about, but honestly, now I'm just going to imagine that every single person is that person.
A lot happening in my mind, so I need a part of me who can be right at the front, can be the normal person, can be the one that just interacts with other people. And that's a very prototypic alter person.
No, it's so good! It's so good! Oh my gosh, but we can't... This is like confidential. I feel like we're breaking some code of some sort of code. Yes, it can happen. We often discuss it internally or even out loud prior to sharing information. It may not be something we feel is ours to share. Thank you for sharing that, because that's what I was leaning towards, but wasn't 100 on that. It's kind of hard to recognize all your parts when you don't know how many of them there are hiding in your mind. Absolutely. That is a fantastic point. Thank you so much for sharing. And also, not this person who treated you just casually on the screen. That is the funniest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. My alters do not ask permission to do anything. They just take over and do what they want. LOL. I'm looking at it from the perspective of, like, some alters, for example, like the gatekeeper, protectors will be like a mothering figure, so some alters will feel inclined to ask them permission for things, but then there's other situations, or maybe you need to have more communication. I was considering going to McLean last year. Oh my god, not again! This is the 4th time! Oh my gosh, this is so funny! But apparently, like, low-key, though, McLean is, I think, actually one of the biggest in DID research. They're the #1 psychiatric hospital, but they don't treat EDs and PTSD/DID in the same area, and my docs wanted me to get treated for both of them. That's the worst. Oh my god. It's so annoying. I'm so sorry. It's so, oh my god, they're still on the screen! Okay, y'all are discussing hospitals with each other. Iconic.
Personality is the one who's in front. And there's often this misconception that that's the real person. But again, the real person is...
And also, how dehumanizing and devaluing to say that I'm not the actual personality. I'm an alter, though.
The whole person. And what's often interesting for the patient is to realize that this part of them that interacts with the world is an alter.
Nah, because I'm thinking about it. In this one Multiplicity in Me thing, they were talking about how it's hard because you 100% see yourself the same way that I see myself as a whole human being, and to be told that you're not it's scary. Josh, you're in the right place. Oh god, it's too much.
DID can't be treated with medication. There's no magic pill that
So
takes
true.
DID away.
So true.
One standard of care
Although, talk to your doctors, obviously, because there's a lot of medications that can help with certain comorbid disorders.
for treatment of DID is to try to help people to reintegrate back. They stop personifying different parts.
I can't believe this stream is still up. I'm like waiting for it to... You guys, if a screen comes up and it says this stream is no longer available, you know why. Wait. Drama? You had a bad experience... Okay, alleged, all for entertainment purposes only. You had a bad experience... are you saying IOP or IP or oh my gosh, we should do a movie about addiction and see how if that movie is accurate. Oh god, because like honestly, some of them are pretty accurate. Some of them, like, the addict is always the villain. Wait. But their trauma/DID PHP was really good. Okay, Natalie, thank you for explaining that. I found my therapist there and she's incredible. That's amazing. I got you. Wait, oh my god. I just want to be more organized, you guys. Why am I like this?
To themselves into different people. They understand that.
Yeah, because I was thinking, you guys, if you ever recommend a movie and on that week I don't put it in the voting thingy, like, because you can only put 5, it's not because I don't want to watch it. I think next week we're not going to do a DID movie because this might be the 3rd week in a row that we've done a movie about DID, which is iconic. But also I was thinking we could do like one about an ED and like other stuff. Oh my god, please do Trainspotting greatest movie of all time. I honestly might just do it. It's like, let's do Trainspotting or Split. Everyone votes on Trainspotting.
They did that when they were children, that this is the way that they coped, and they no longer need that to cope. Gradually, over time, you begin to confront the very difficult thoughts and feelings and memories that...
Okay, so another way... Sorry, you guys, I'm reading my notes. Another way that... Oh my god, I'm so sorry to Willow for being like this, but I can't recall the system's name, so I'm incredibly disrespectful. I'm so sorry. However... the system did video dialogues with each other, as in they would record, one alter would record themselves for another alter to rewatch later. And they described this as an extremely trippy experience, and I can't even fathom that experience because it's like someone else is using your mouth, your face, your everything, your brain. I don't know. That was really interesting. And so I was wondering if that is common. Yeah, the kids said that when they were growing up, sometimes the mother, Willow, would be very happy and sometimes she would be mad. And so that's kind of an example of how at the time they didn't know that she had DID, or they had DID. I'm not sure their pronouns. Not great during Pride Month, but it's all good. And so the Willow would get upset at her kids because she would forget that they were gonna stay after school. So she'd call them up and be like, hey, where are you? And the kids would be like, I told you I'm staying after school. I feel like that was a accurate, common experience. Okay, if anyone hears my chair squeaking, don't worry about it. It was their trauma inpatient. They were so mean, LMAO. No, do not. No, why? No, but Josh, apparently the inpatient... No, I can't talk about this on stream. But apparently the inpatient that I went to was actually extremely lavish compared to most inpatients. And I can second that as I interned at one. But anyways, so I'm so sorry you had that experience. They were so mean, LMAO, but the partial hospitalization was the guy who did that Forbidden DID webinar runs. No way! Natalie, you have the inside scoop. Why, you should have told me not to start smoking, Josh. I'm just kidding, obviously. I'm a grown adult. It was their trauma inpatient. They were I'm so sorry. It's just that this is the tea. So the guy who did the webinar was in the outpatient, or the partial hospitalization. That is iconic! That's so good. We were just saying that night how many times we probably gaslit our own kids, not realizing it was miscommunication within the system causing the issue, not having something they forgot or did. It sucks. Yeah, absolutely. And it was just, I don't know, that was eye-opening to me because it was like, oh man, like, first of all, that must be unbelievably confusing for you as the individual, but then as the family, it's like, yeah. But then once you find out that it was DID, I feel like they were like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. The drama! It's weird seeing our alt like that, you know how if you keep doing something, you'll get better at it? That's not me with reading. That's not me. It's weird seeing our alt that likes acting in the student films we make. There's a lot of cognitive dissonance and just avoiding watching it back, especially listening. Thank you for sharing that. That makes 100% sense that you wouldn't want to watch it back, because what this film kind of made me understand was that alters are part of the theory of structural dissociation. And in that way, they are literal, in some cases can be a trauma. Correct me if I'm wrong, being embodied by a person, an alter. And I don't know, that's just kind of what this film made me realize. It's weird. Yeah. Oh, yes, the realization of all falling into place. Oh my God, makes so much sense now. Because I'm just thinking about how if someone in my life had done that, I would have no idea. Because as y'all know, I only found out that DID existed about 3 years ago.
Seem like not me, and gradually bring them back into a place that...
Or as I liked to say back in the day, dissociative identity disorder.
Maybe it is me, which is hard, because if it's not you, it's you. And that's a really difficult thing when the things that you've been disavowing are painful memories and thoughts and feelings.
I've found that integrating is about integrating traumas and recognizing that was me. And it's very hard to accept.
Oh my God, that makes integration make a lot more sense too. Anyways, so another part of the film that I have a question about that I thought was an accurate part of the film was that alters know how to mask as when they were around. Why can't I? So basically, alters will naturally mask as the apparently normal personality, the core. I'm so sorry, you guys. I acknowledge that that is not the most modern term. Terrible. May as well say MPD. May as well. But I found that to be very interesting because now I'm thinking that, so say a alter will mask always as the host, but when they're alone in their house and they feel safe, then they feel comfortable not masking. That's crazy though. Another realization I had during this film.
That was me, that happened.
One of the things that I found an easy way to describe integration to other people, it's like making a cake. Then you have the flour and the sugar and the eggs and the oil and all these different pieces to it. And before, when you would interact with me and you would taste the cake.
Thank you guys so much for commenting. It means a lot to me. Also, make sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the bell on.
You might get a glop of
I
egg
hate
yolk.
it.
You might get a spoonful of sugar if you're lucky, or you might get the spoonful of flour if you're not lucky. And so they didn't work together. And what has happened over this year is that all the pieces of the cake are now forming a cake. And I don't have to go.
Like this cake analogy, I think is good. I just think that the fact that you can send hearts is the funniest shit. Who is sending me hearts? Okay, wait. No, stop. It's so funny. Oh my God. I get a kick out of it. We never used apps to communicate. Always notebooks if communication is hard. TBH, I don't know. I didn't know they existed. Hello. Thank you guys so much. I mean, YouTube is all like, maybe TikTok knows what's up with the algorithm and all the special hearts and all that. Cake. Wait, are you comparing an altar to eggs?
From one compartment to another.
No, I'm just kidding. You are 100% valid. A very beautiful human being. Thank you for sharing this.
To be able to have access to all of the different parts of me. Because now we're all basically in the same room.
I have no plans on.
So yeah, I mean, final fusion or integration or functional multiplicity, I'm sorry. Those are also, in the analogy, a fully baked cake. You know what I mean? If we're going to use the cake analogy or metaphor. I don't know what the difference between a metaphor and an analogy is. I'm going to be honest. I saw someone describe integration as like a latte coming together with its ingredients, and I like that. Oh my gosh, I love that. We're not cake, we're just the cake ingredients. Yeah, I mean, for real, Peniel Peggy, that's what I'm saying, because wouldn't that kind of be more like a fragment than an alter? But I completely understand what they're getting at. You know what I mean?
On integrating any of my people, because I love all of my people. They're very unique individuals, and they have perspectives that I get to enjoy. Say I go to a movie and there's parts in there for...
Welcome to the fam, Josh. Thank you for becoming a Sprite. Iconic, beautiful. And also thank you, moderators, for allowing these random comments that keep getting held for review for no reason. But seriously, thank you so much. That's lit. Very much appreciate. We are like fully loaded. These metaphors they help me to understand things. Metaphors are how I understand everything. We are like a fully loaded, packed up U-Haul working to unload each box one at a time and put in its proper place to create our home. Oh, I love that though. That's iconic. Thank you for sharing. That is exactly what my kids said when they found out I had DID. That's crazy. Oh my God.
Small child, so I have some of my child parts come out, or my people, and you get to have the wonderment of a child that you would miss now as an adult.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything about that. I mean, 100% respect that, but also fusion is also, or integration, whatever, different things. Yeah.
Why would I want to lose that? It's amazing. I want to feel that way. That's the good stuff.
Integration is not something that we are interested in or plan on even looking in that direction.
Go off.
I love that we've gotten to this point where we're starting to all get on the same page now. So I don't want anyone to go anywhere. I want to know them all. I want to work with them all. I want to hang.
I mean, don't you kind of have to get to know your alters before integrating with them?
Out with each one of them. So that's where we're headed. That's our direction personally for us. That's our goal.
No, I'm obviously.
We are an unmixed cocktail with the ingredients sitting on the counter and a cigarette put next to them. That's the funniest shit I've ever heard. Integration isn't fusion. They are often confused. Thank you so much, Neverwonder. I would like to correct that. No. I wish ice cake as good as as some of these cakers. Oh yeah, I love Amnesia and emotional instabilities. I want to be like that forever. /S. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like what that lady said was 100% valid. Yes, however, it is not just a child, right? It is a traumatized child. Now, will that child be in a permanent traumatized state? In most cases, probably not. But at the same time, wait. So what else did I find here? So now, this was honestly the end of this film was kind of the most mind-blowing for me, and it's sad and triggering. One of the things she talked about was how, and this is an abundant way that DID specifically is developed. So trigger warning is being told not to tell. There's just something about that adds a abundance of trauma because you fear what will happen. I like colors, red and blue coming together to make purple. The red and blue still exist within the purple, but come together to make the purple. That's beautiful. I love that though. The roll-up needs to be made to, wait. You got backy, papers, and filters, and then your shot, ice, and mixer.
I just went away.
Okay, wait.
I just simply went away.
Hold up.
When I came back, he was yelling at me, telling me what to do, and he was getting dressed when I came back.
So she was talking about her first experience having amnesia after a traumatic experience.
So this part of the house was used for, as he called it, getting us ready. He used that term a lot, getting us ready.
Yeah, like exactly. Thank you, number one. Or trigger warning, very sad. Not even just like yes, content warning, but also very sad.
And after that, most of our times were spent in the basement space.
Wait a second. Why am I showing this? Hold on.
It was a single chair type trans friends that would come to the house on the weekends to meet us. So this outer door, he would have his friends enter. It's just, I don't even want to look at it anymore. I want it gone. There's no one that would deserve to even come into contact with that. And my people did it over and over and over. And I don't even want him to see it. I don't even want him to see it.
That was extremely powerful. What this person just said. They said that no person should ever have to experience that, but her alters had experienced it over and over again.
What's happening right now?
Fuck. Let's slap. Adore that.
Yeah.
They went through so much.
They did. And you did too.
Like in this moment, the way that Willow is describing, in reality, her own trauma as completely unrelated to her. My alters had to experience this, not me, was very telling and educational for myself and if I feel for a lot of other people.
We're all there together. When you were there, they were there. When they were there, you were there. You're not separate from them. You're not.
My people didn't deserve this, Carrie.
We didn't deserve it. You need to say we didn't deserve it. So many things that I first started learning about the things, especially that Willow went through, it was almost like going through a grieving period for what I knew about the world. Because the thing
that would be called secondary trauma. But hold on, this is the most outstanding part of the entire documentary.
Going through a grieving period for what I knew about the world. Because the things that happen are so horrific that in my experience of life, I never in a million years would have imagined that somebody would do that to another person, let alone a child or an infant. And so I just need to speak for that because it's there.
It's not just Willow, is it?
No. It's not just Willow that goes through those things. It's not just Willow who suffers through the unimaginable throughout their childhood. It happens so much more. Child abuse is an epidemic. And then beyond that, there are really horrific things that happen to children that nobody talks about. That's hard for me to even talk about to people who haven't heard them firsthand because my instinct is to protect you from hearing those things. Because it does something, it changes, well, I can just speak for myself, it changed the way that I saw the world. Because I can't imagine a person raping an infant. It's absolutely horrific, but it happens. And people don't talk about that.
Really, when I heard your story, I was so...
I'm sorry, you guys. The mood really... I just felt that part was... the way, I don't know, something about the way that she described that was, I mean, definitely, like, if you're not feeling emotional right now, if you feel, you will most definitely feel emotional watching this film. Yeah, you were told the same thing, or that it's a very common experience to say, like, if you tell, then X will happen, terrible, like, that you'll be afraid for your life. Yes, baby steps in recovery for sure. The whole part of this cardboard house was triggering for us. Oh yes, please, the troops, everyone, you know, I appreciate you guys being here so much, but also if any of my videos feel you need to step out, 100%, you know what I mean, valid. I know that you still care about me, and I know that it's not personal, I promise. This was honestly one of the best documentaries we saw on DID. So relatable, so raw. This is how it is. It's not pretty or fun. It hurts. Never Wonder, like I said, I entered this documentary with the impression that it would just be like ridiculous but it was like, honestly, I would recommend this to someone, you know, who has no idea what DID is. I don't have DID, fam. Josh is like, I wish you had opened up about this. Thank you, though. I appreciate you. Yeah, honestly, though, that's kind of it, y'all. Honestly, I don't know. I'll look at my notes to see. I am still here, painting and listening, multitasking as usual. That is the most beautiful thing. I feel that on a spiritual level. It made me think about what I can do to make it up to all of my parts for suffering for me. Thank you for sharing that, because I feel that a lot of systems will have this insane appreciation even for alters who might not have the same views as you. I feel like you might have this underlying appreciation for each other for having endured that. Yes, oh my god. Like, honestly though, who respect? Who has the patience to just watch my live stream without also multitasking? If you do, beautiful, iconic. But yeah, I don't know. I will try to go live for y'all. Oh, what's up, Robin? First time catching your lives. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. And also, I will be scheduling my next live, so don't worry, y'all. I got you. But this is what DID is. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's, you know, and this is one person's story. It does not by any means mean that it is true for a lot of systems. You know what I mean? It's just this is true for this system. And so in that way, it is very educational. It really does make you look inward in your own system and think of how much they have done to protect you throughout the years, and are probably more misunderstood than anything. Absolutely misunderstood, you know, differing opinions, differing coping strategies, you know what I mean? I can understand how that would be hard, but then at the end of the day, you realize, like, oh, you know, that person is just having a response. But anyways, I hope everyone is having a fantastic Tuesday. My bad about not going live yesterday, you guys. I ruined the consistency. I really did. It was terrible. I really wanted to be so consistent for y'all, but no, never. Could never. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. Honestly, like, it is a beautiful moment thank you so much. Like, You're drawing and doing homework for therapy. Yeah, therapy homework, go off. That is the most important part of therapy. Oh my God, happy 2-month anniversary to the Never Wonder system. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for supporting me though, for real. That's insane. Like, why? You know what I mean? I've been watching some of your previous streams and I'm glad I finally watched them. It must be so cringe to watch these back, but go off. Thank you so much. I can't appreciate it more. And welcome Josh to the squad, to the Yggdrasil members. You're great, dear. Nothing else matters. Yes, thank you so much. And thank you for chilling here. I'm not sure if this is your regular cup of tea. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out. Have a fantastic day.